This tutorial will help you learn how to use Infohio's ISearch. If you're looking for a book, ebook, or digital video in any of the Northern Local School District libraries, you can find it by using Infohio's ISearch. If you are looking for more resources than what we have here in our district, you can also use Infohio's ISearch. ISearch searches multiple resources that have already been reviewed for accuracy and trustworthiness. It's a safe alternative to using Google or any other search engine. Let's start at my library webpage, and from here, click on Search for Books, and go down to Infohio iSearch, and go ahead and click on that. And that will take you to our search page, which you are very familiar with. If you notice on the left, it tells you that you can find reliable sources for school projects by typing in words to search, exploring the results, looking at books, articles, videos. I'm going to show you how to do that using the limiters on the left to narrow your results. I'm going to show you how to do that, and clicking to view and download button to get to see the full text. And sometimes you can see it as a PDF of the actual pages from the book or the magazine, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Okay, so you can see right now we're at the middle school iSearch page, and what we want to do is look through all of the libraries in the Northern Local School District. So before we type anything in the search bar, let's go ahead and click on all libraries, and that changes us to Northern Local Schools. And I'm going to search for horses. Go ahead and type that in and click search. And when you do that, you see we have 429 results, and those results are resources, books and videos and magazines from the entire district. As you can see over here on the left, on the limiters, under library, Glenford, Northern Local, the preschool, high school, middle school, Somerset, and we're missing Thornville because let's click view all, and there is Thornville. So 429 results in the entire district. I want to just look at the middle school, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the box next to middle school and click include. And that is going to reduce the results to 123. Those are the items in the middle school library that have something to do with horses. Now, drawing your attention again to the left at these limiters. As you can see, I could search simply by the genre over here if I wanted. I could search fiction or nonfiction. Let's go ahead and just click on nonfiction and see how many of these books are nonfiction. Nonfiction and include. That gives me 34 results. Books that are about horses that are nonfiction. Now, let us say that I am interested in this Wild Horses I Have Known. I can go ahead and click on it, and this will bring up an abstract or a summary of what this book is about. It looks like it's texts and photographs depicting Mustang social behavior observed by the author. So this is about Mustangs and wild horses in the American West. And subject terms, wild horses, Mustangs. There's our author at the very bottom. And down here is where I'd find it, 599.665 on the short shelves, nonfiction, and it is available. So I could check it out right now if I wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. One of the things I really like to do when I am searching is look for things that are new. I like new books. So if I go over to the limiters on the left and under publication date, I'm going to just see how many books I have from 2018 to current. So I'm typing 2018 to 2020, so those are books that are 2 years old or younger. And I do have some. There's Pumpkin's Story, nonfiction book about how one little horse learned to run. Oh, so cute. And here is the book Horses, and I can see that it is not available. It's checked out right now. This is an adventure of a fiction book. And Young Rider, these are magazines, and they do have recent issues of these magazines, which is why it's showing up in the state of 2018 to 2020. So let's go ahead and go back again. So I'm going to X out of the publication date. Let us say that, believe it or not, I cannot find what I'm looking for in these 123 results. So this is where iSearch becomes really, really important, because you can go outside beyond the library and search for information. Okay, so one of my first options would be to come up here to the different tabs and click on encyclopedias. And when I do that, there are now 3,952 results found. If I look over at my limiters, we see that there are some different publications, encyclopedias, points of view, research starters, things like that. If I scroll down even more, there are two different content providers, Research Starters and Worldbook. And we're all familiar with Worldbook, so let's go ahead and click on Worldbook. And that brings us to 118 results. Now, the first one shown is your basic horse entry. And let's just go ahead and click over on the right where it says View Download. And what this does is brings up the Worldbook horse entry. If you click on the left where it says full text, we're going straight to Worldbook for Kids. And I don't know if you've taken a look at Worldbook for Kids on Infohio before, but it's pretty awesome. It's like any other Worldbook entry. It will read the text to you. If you notice at the top, there are pictures and videos that are related to this entry horse. You can click on more information, and it gives you other articles that you might want to refer to. It has games. Just one here in this particular case. Questions, content standards. I'm going to go back to the article. Over here on tools, this is where you might save these articles, share them, print them, get your citation if you decide to use this. Workbook for Kids is really awesome. I would suggest that you come back and take a look at that if you're doing research and you want to start with a basic entry, a basic start for your research. Let us go ahead and X out of the Worldbook entry. I just clicked on that tab. I'm going to click on this tab here. And that takes us back to our 118 results. And you can go through this, and if you just scroll through, you can see that these are all kinds of things that have horse in the title. Horseflies, crazy horse, the Trojan horse. That's the horse that was in mythology, where a whole bunch of people got inside this huge horse that they offered as a gift. And when they accepted the gift, the soldiers broke out of the Trojan horse and killed everybody. Horse flat, Kelso, Cigar, these are different horse names of thoroughbreds who are winning, all kinds of things that are related to horses. Now, let's say I don't find everything that I want from the encyclopedia article. So if we go back up to these tabs up here, you can see there's also basic sources. Let's click on that this time. Now, when I click on basic sources for horses, 263,646 results. That is way too much information to deal with. There's no way that I can find what I am looking for with that many results. So I definitely need to think about how I can limit these results. So I go over to the left to the limiters once again. And for me, I think the best thing for me to do would be to start with, to only look for things that are recent. So under published date, I'm just going to make it, I'm going to look for things that are this year, 2020. And I'm going to click include, and that's going to reduce my results to 3,521, which still is a lot. So I'm going to go back to my limiters and see what else I can do to reduce these results. Under subject, I could go ahead and click on view all, and you can see here that it breaks down the horse resources into more specific subjects. There are 77 resources about horse breeds, horsemanship, wild horses, race horses, ponies, Animal welfare. I bet that's sad. We might want to look at that one. Well, no, I don't want to be sad. National parks and reserves, collections, cows and horses. So we could choose any of these and really, really reduce our results if we wanted to. If I scroll down and see what other choices I have, I could click on publications. And here we can see different names of resources. And I could choose to reduce my results by this. I could only look for articles from Horse and Rider, which is a magazine, or the Sunday Times, which is a newspaper, the Washington Post, a newspaper. I could scroll down. What other choices do I have? Wacky But True. This is a kid's publication. Let's just see what's there. I'm going to click on Wacky But True. That gives us 30 results, and these are about horses. And I'm just going to scroll through and see what we have here. Incitatus, the horse that ate gold. Court Sense, the fair weather race, tongue twisters, right away, wacky facts, jokes, a big wacky hello. As you can see, this particular publication, Wacky But True, is probably not going to be serious enough for us if we're actually looking for some good research. So I'm going back over to the limited search results where it says narrowed by. I no longer only want to see these Wacky But True. I'm going to go ahead and X on that. And I know it might be sad, but let's look at animal welfare. All right, and when I do that, I've got 6 results. A safer bet, efforts to protect horses, pick up speed, a blind boy with a vision, securing their support, an episode of Hee Haw, Hope for Howie, anti-cruelty. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what this is. Safer bet, efforts to protect horses, pick up speed. So I'm going to go over here and to the right and click View Download. And we've hit the jackpot with this one. Let's see. On this first page, we get an abstract or a little summary, and we can read this to see if this is something that we want to go look further into. Article discusses Horse Racing Integrity Act to ban race day medication as part of efforts to reform the racing industry. So this is about horse racing. It's about giving horses medication to make them run faster, which sometimes makes them die. And come back to my limiters and try something else, maybe. And if you look at the left, you can see that we can click on PDF full text, and this is going to show us the actual pages from this source, which is called All Animals. It's from fall 2020. So this is very, very recent. I'm going to go ahead and click on this PDF full text, and it is bringing up the actual pages from this this resource, which it looks like is probably a magazine, a safer bet. And here's the article, and I can read the article. One thing I want you to notice when I do click on these articles, that there is always going to be copyright information. And you want to keep this in mind. Copyright is important. It says copyright of all animals is the property of Humane Society of the United States. So actually that tells me right away that this periodical All Animals is printed by the Humane Society of the United States. And it says its content may not be copied or emailed to multiple sites or posted to a listserv without the copyright holder's express written position. However, users may print, download, or email articles for individual use. So if you want to use this article for your research, for your paper for school, you are absolutely able to do that. However, if you want to use this article to advertise for a party, I don't know what kind of party you could possibly have. If you wanted to use it to advertise or to make money or something like that, you would have to have permission from All Animals, the Humane Society. You would have to actually contact them and see if you could have permission. However, if you are using it for school project, just for yourself, just to read, then you do not need to worry about that. Now, if let's say I do use this for some research, now just because I can use it does not mean that I don't need to cite it. I do need to give the Humane Society in this publication credit for the information that I'm using in my research, whatever research that I've done. So this is why over here on the right are some important things that you need to notice. Over on the right, we can, I could go ahead and click on Google Drive, and this would download or save this article straight to my Google Drive, so I could use it later for when I want to come back and look at it, because I think it's going to be helpful for my research. I could print it from here. I can email it to someone from here, and I can also cite it. And this is very, very important. I'm going to click on the Cite button, and when I do, this is a little bit confusing the way this comes up, but I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking at. So, citation format. These are the citations that I would use if I was using APA as my citation style. Then this would be the citation that I would use on my reference list. You will most likely be using MLA, so I'm going to scroll down, and here's MLA. And I would just copy and paste this to a reference page. I can directly export this to Noodle Tools. That's awesome. That means that I could be doing my research on Noodle Tools, and anything that I find from Infohio, I could export the citation straight there. How amazing is that? And I'm going to go ahead and click on the back button, and I'm going to go ahead and X out, and that's going to take me back to my 6 results under animal welfare in 2020. I'm going to go ahead and go to my limit search results, and let's get rid of the animal welfare subject. And let's just take another look. All right, so again, I am going to look under publications. Maybe we can find something to be helpful for us under Fun for Kids. And when I click on Fun for Kids, it brings up those 38 results that are about horses. How not to buy a horse. How is your horse talk? A horse is a horse. 10 magnificent facts about horses. This kind of sounds interesting. Let's click on View and Download. And luckily, this is one of the resources where we can see the PDF full text, which is going to be the actual pages from the publication. I clicked on that. And these are the pages straight from, looks like a rather young magazine. 10 magnificent facts about horses. A horse's teeth never stop growing. Horses can sleep both lying down and standing up. Well, I did not know that. Hey, here's that Trojan horse I was talking about. Greek war soldiers hid inside a giant wooden horse in order to sneak into the city of Troy. Horses have the largest eyes. Well, actually, these are some good facts here, aren't they? Now, once again, as I mentioned before, I can use this information for research. If I do, I want to cite it over here on the right. I can also save it in my Google Drive so I can come back to it later. I may not, however, though, blow up one of these pictures and turn it into my copyright, my logo for my business. That would make me money, and that would not be okay. Unless I asked Kids for Fun from Bluffton News Publishing if I got their permission. I got their permission, and they said, oh, sure, you can use my picture, our pictures, our information to create your logo and make money, then that would be great. So I don't think they would tell me that. All right, so I'm done with that. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my back arrow. And I'm going to go and X out of this. I just want to show you the other things that we could be doing. We've already checked out encyclopedias. Right now, we're looking at the basic sources, but there's so many options here. But if I want to go further, I could click on advanced sources. And if I did, that would immediately bring up 957,818 results under horses, which once again would be too much to manage. I would need to come to the left to the limiters and reduce probably by subject, probably by date, by source type. These are some publications that are much higher level reading than the ones that we were seeing previously. So if you feel that you are advanced, try this one out. There's also a tab for STEAM, and this is going to be more geared to science, technology, math, the arts. So if you did have something more specific and it was, more directed towards sciences and math, you could come to the STEAM tab and try that. So Under horses, we could find 1,000 different things. We could start in my library and looking at the resources that are available just at the middle school library. Then we could expand and look at the resources that are available at all of the Northern local libraries. We can go beyond our libraries and look at encyclopedias and basic sources, and even step it up with some advanced sources if we would like. So the next time that you are looking for something that has been already vetted and reviewed for accuracy, we know that this stuff is safe, and we know that it is legit. It is, there are no questions that this information is reliable, then Infohio is where you would come. If you have any questions, get stuck at any time trying to do research, just let me know and I will be happy to help.